Don't give up. You're still connected.
Wait. No. I was free. Why is this happening again?
Why is this?
Walking Simulator 2020 is another Death Stranding parody, in the same vein as Man Standing, but has much more detail and effort than its counterpart. This is where my confusion lies with the game. As this is another passing thoughts video, I'm not going to spend time placing Walking Simulator in context and expect that you've already watched my thinking bout on Man Standing. This is a supplement to that video, and I might do more if any other DS knockoffs worth covering appear on Steam's shelves. There's clearly effort behind this game. The modeling is unique, and there are vehicles, physics, and some rudimentary AI programmed. Hell, this game added a jetpack, which is something you don't get from Death Stranding at all, along with one other mechanic that I'll get to later. Looking at the developer's catalog, this is its first game on Steam, and it seems to have an upcoming game in development. Because this game is free, I can only assume that it was meant to serve as promotional material for the team's future project. Like, it might be a tech demo to show off their knowledge about Unreal. Or it could just be a full-on asset flip like the game's trailer jokes about. Because I'll tell you, having played Man Standing, this game is a technical marvel. The courier actually has unique walk cycles based on the direction of the player's inputs. There's controls for an over-the-shoulder aim-type camera, even though there aren't any weapons available. There's a crouch button that also really doesn't serve a purpose, and, even more baffling, a dedicated bullet time button for a game with no combat abilities. In fact, the only useful action that the game has mapped is the stand button, which picks the courier up after a nasty tumble, and doesn't do the cooler thing that I hoped it would do based on its name. There's actually music in Walking Sim 2020. Like, it doesn't sound cheap the way Man Standing's soundtrack deliberately did. It's nice and ambient, and accentuates that feeling of isolation that Death Stranding tried to convey. There's no title screen after the developer's logo appears, but the home menu makes it look like there's going to be content added soon. The first level is set in a modern tundra, and the to-be-announced second and third levels look like they'll be set in warmer climates, similar to the starting areas in Death Stranding. Is this game going to get more content? The missing mechanics and levels seem to promise updates. Or do I gotta put on my armchair game critic hat and conjecture that these missing parts might be jabs at how Kojima's last game at Konami, The Phantom Pain, was unfinished and left fans wanting? It doesn't matter. Let's get in depth with the game. First, the gameplay is just tolerable enough where I beat the game and didn't feel like pulling my hair out to move. Unlike Man Standing, you can actually pick up mislaid packages and deliver them to your destination for additional likes. These likes actually serve as currency because you can use them to unlock extra modes of travel, like a snowmobile or a jetpack. Later on, you'll have to drive a truck with its bed full of containers. The snowmobile and truck move about as well as you'd expect on sheer icy terrain. I gave up on the truck entirely and managed to deliver 2 out of the 6 containers. There's enemy AI in the game that looks similar to the mules in Death Stranding. Unfortunately, I couldn't find an attack button, so I had to just keep avoiding them, which isn't too hard of a feat to pull off. The jetpack is by far the most unique vehicle in the game. It's appropriately floaty, and feels like you can cover more ground if you tap the jet button as you move forward. The downside to it is that there's no way to adjust how much gas you want to propel with each tap, so landings can be rough and cause some bad spills. This is where the stand button becomes useful. Something I genuinely like about this game is the effort in having unique models for each specific base. As far as I could tell, none of them repeated each other, and some of them have NPCs working inside. You can't communicate with them, but it's nice to see some other characters besides a courier present. I describe Man Standing as resembling a very early alpha of what Death Stranding would eventually become, and Walking Sim feels like another Death Stranding alpha, but at a much later stage. Once you deliver to one base, you get instructions and a waypoint to travel to the next, with whatever resources you pick up along the way. Once you finish all of the deliveries, the game loops back, and you can redo the missions for however long you like. The game pokes fun at its endless loop as well in its mission prompts. So if this game is just a prettier Man Standing with more content, why is it worth a video? Because by the end of my first circuit, I found out what energy drinks can do. Oh shit, that's cool as hell! Oh my god! Oh my god! That's awesome! Once I learned this, I found out you can just dump all of your likes into energy drinks, run one up until just before time runs out, come to a halt, and repeat. Boost lets you cover about 200 units of walking distance. Walking Sim is okay. I think at this point, if you're morbidly curious about this or Man Standing, I'd say play Walking Sim if you want to try out a free game and dick around with the speed boosts. If you want to see how shitposty someone can get with a video game, endure Man Standing for as long as you think you can tolerate it. I'm definitely interested in what this company's next project is going to be. If it's even half as competent as what I've seen in Walking Sim, then they might have something interesting cooking up.
When someone with jewels hooks up to a BB, it runs the risk of taking you to a place from which you will not return.
You're not... It is fortunate that you found me. Quickly, this way. Perfect! He won't trouble us anymore.